Hey, y'all, the Brandy Johnson here, also known as the Connector here. And I am the founder of the Facebook group FLQ, which stands for Empowerment, History, and Networking. And FLQ is simply short for the Love of Queens. And I'd like to say hello and welcome to Woke Wednesday Live. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was on a very important call and I had to make sure first things come first, right? So if you're not familiar with who I am a motivator, mindset mentor. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, and I also identify as an instructor of high level thought. Recent development. So you guys will start to see that more often. Of course, after tonight, I'll be doing pre-recorded videos and dropping them on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And again, first things come first. So I'm shifting a couple of things up. And the pre-recorded videos are probably going to last through about July, and then we'll revisit what is going on at that point. Hello, Sarai, how are you? And hello, how are you? I don't know who that is. Hold on. Guys, I got to pull up my other computer real quick because if you don't allow StreamYard to share your profile picture, I don't know who Facebook user is on my side of things. So let me go ahead and pull up my other computer real quick so I can see exactly who just said hi to me. I like to make sure I address you guys by name. Oh, hey, hi, Elkie. How are you, Sister Queen? All right, so today, as you can tell, the topic is, are you programmed to your own detriment? A lot of us were raised to be kind of docile or live below our potential. And it probably wasn't intentional in a lot of our cases, but it happened, right? So we have habits we've been told or taught to be reasonable, humble, cautious, unnoticeable, right? But have you ever asked yourself why? Like, why were you told to do these things? So I want to go over the definitions of some of these words and identify why it's actually possibly to your detriment if this was successfully taught to you or programmed into you, so to speak, right? So what's reasonable? When you go and look up the definition of reasonable, it means able to think, understand, or form judgments by a logical process. So what does that mean? We'd all be doing something a little bit different with our lives if we were able to identify and apply the true definition of reasonable, wouldn't we? According to the definition that we just went over, right? But oftentimes, what do most of us consider reasonable, right? We were taught being reasonable means going to work, being on time, paying this, going to church, doing this, doing that. But none of us ever actually put in the time to learn how to think for ourselves and apply our skill sets and things differently. And so it's sort of to our detriment if we don't learn how to think on a high level and outside of the box. That's what you commonly see going on with a lot of the people that we wish would kind of wake up, but they're stuck in these cycles that we see, but they don't understand that each day that the cycle continues, they're choosing it. And a lot of people don't like to hear that they're choosing their situation, right? We all know that. But honestly, that's exactly what they're doing when you understand how the mind works, how much potential each and every single one of us has. And the simple fact is, we have to acknowledge that we've been programmed to identify with certain things being normal or required of us that actually aren't. So let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Raymond, how are you this evening, Brother King? And so that says we need to be independent thinkers and think outside of the box. You are absolutely right, Sister Queen. And I can't guarantee that I might not slide into some slang and stuff this evening, because this is something that I understand it wasn't done intentionally to most of us, but it pisses me off because I'm 34 going on 35 years old. And I'm having to learn and reprogram myself because I didn't know what I didn't know. So that's the reason for this video this evening. The video topic was originally going to be about building digital assets, but this is more important because You don't have the mind to build a digital asset if you can't get out of your own way first, right? So let's move on to what's humble. According to the dictionary, a humble is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's importance. So how many of you think humble means kind of downplaying a compliment or something like that, right? Like when you say, hey, you look very nice today, and you say, oh no, and they point out a problem or something that's a little bit off with themselves that you didn't even notice, right? At the end of the day, that's not humility. That is like self-deprivation or deprecation or whatever it is. It's not humility. Humility is acknowledging where your help comes from. So whenever we achieve something big in life, most of the time we had a mentor, we had a coach, we had our family, we had coworkers, we had leaders, we had people or even God that helped us, right? It means acknowledging those things, not downplaying yourself to the point that like you're not worthy of the achievement that you just made, right? So it simply means remembering where our help comes from. God, coaches, mentors, friends, ministers, co-workers. No major milestone is truly achieved alone. So what I want you guys to understand, stop pushing compliments away. Stop pushing acknowledgement away. Just give honor where honor is due, like my coach, Dr. Jerry Bobo and Winter Bobo say. Okay? Who in the world? Okay, hold on. I meant to finish pulling this up. Hey, Kim, how are you, Sister Queen? I was like, who is calling me baby right now? All right. So, what's cautious, right? We were all told to be cautious, mind what we do, be careful, right? So, cautious in the term, in the context that I mean it from, is careful to avoid potential problems or dangers, right? Okay. How many of you were trained to go to school, get a good job, or excuse me, some of us go to school some more, get a good job, to go to school some more, and then get that job, hopefully, put money in a 401k, save for your children's education, all that, right? Okay, for at least the last decade, that information has been absolutely dangerous. Why do I say so? Look at us right now. How many of us depend on a job for our income? Where are we now? So that's what I mean by understand the definition. If you're careful to avoid potential problems or dangers, right? Doesn't it make sense to acknowledge, like, okay, my income primarily comes from working, which means I'm not fully in control of my financial foundation. Does it not make sense to figure out other ways to generate income just in case? Because just in case, even if just in case doesn't happen, you're generating an income that could speed up your retirement process. You're generating an income that could speed up discovering what your gift is and pursuing it if and when you decide to do that. You're generating an income that could be used to hedge for your children's education needs and things like that. And if you know where to go with that extra income, you're also setting yourself up to be hedged against many unexpected things happening in your life. But we were taught to be cautious, but not what cautious really was. So again, if we were careful to avoid potential problems or dangers, shouldn't we first acknowledge that they exist? Shouldn't we acknowledge that we're not making enough? Shouldn't we acknowledge that certain people that we hang or deal with are of no good to us? Shouldn't we acknowledge that where we live isn't actually where we want to be living, and pursue the excuse me, pursue the things that will remedy that, right? So this is where we're at. That last one, what's unnoticeable? Now this one is kind of a two-way street, and I'll go down both for you. So unnoticeable means not easily observed or noticed. Though you guys see me every week, what I'm actually doing in the background is fairly unnoticeable unless you know me on a high level, right? Some of you know exactly like what goes on in the background here. So again, this one is two-sided. If you don't have a trustworthy circle of confident, capable, don't compete, dominate, quote by Grant Cardone, minded folks around you, you make your moves unnoticeable. Because if you don't have those kinds of people around you, you either have people that are going to try and talk you out of your plans or your pursuits, or you have people that are going to steal your ideas and make it their own and try and build it, even though nobody can do what we do the way that we do it. When you understand that, you don't really get bothered by those people. Absolutely, Raymond. Multiple incomes, absolutely. And I wholeheartedly agree. And I'm just learning to what detriment a lot of people are suffering because they never thought about having that extra income because they were told a job is the only way to make a good income. They were told a good education was the only way to make a good income, but nobody told them that there are multiple kinds of education. And again, this is the crux of the matter. You got to let go of your idea that you have to be college educated or well connected to have a positive impact, whether it's a positive impact on your family, your community, your church, where you work. In fact, you should want to be a positive impact on anything that you touch, honestly. But some people get so apathetic and some people get so angry at feeling stuck that they become useless or useful to very few, other than those that depend on them. And it's hard when you're that person that's being depended upon and you feel stuck or trapped because you realize the truth too late or you think it's too late. It's never too late. You just got to be willing and able to plug in when the opportunity presents itself. And it's the reason why you guys see me sharing so many things right now. Things are changing and they're changing fast and they're changing in a way that is not going to go back to what we know as normal. Now, you can believe me when I say that or not, or you can find out yourself. But this is the reason why I am going to be doing pre-recorded, because there are certain things that within my household, my circle, I have to focus on in order to not be in a position that I cannot recover from. I understand it sounds like I'm talking in circles, but I'm one of those individuals that when I observe certain things, I have a hard time putting into words what I'm observing. And when I can put it into words, more oftentimes than not, nobody believes what I'm saying anyways until it completely becomes apparent to everybody. And I'm okay with that. That's just the way it is. And like Raymond said, some just don't want to hear it. Elke says so very true. Absolutely. And it's unfortunate, but it happens all the time. And I'm not becoming cold-hearted per se, but I'm not taking it so personally when people don't actually heed the answers to their questions that they have of me sometimes, right? So I know I went through a lot of information really, really fast, but I want you to acknowledge it. If you're somebody who looks at these terms and you're just kind of understanding what they actually mean versus what you think they mean and what you're currently acting out, I challenge you to start to look at things from an entirely different angle. Like when somebody pisses you off, I want you to not allow it. Well, of course you're going to be pissed off, but I want you to take a step back. And I want you to ask yourself, why am I pissed off? Because normally when you're pissed off by somebody, it's either something that you are familiar with within yourself, or it's something that's aggravating something in you. And you need to figure out which one it is, because more oftentimes than not, you'll find out that the person is pissing you off either because you feel unheard, or they're a reminder that you're in the same exact spot that they're in and you don't want to be there. There are other options, but those two are the most common. I promise they are, because people that used to piss me off, it used to make me wonder, like, how in the hell do we work at the same place? How in the hell are we in the same place in the workplace, in community events, whatever it is. Like, when you ask yourself those things, you start to realize, okay, I have so much more potential, but I'm here unnecessarily being aggravated by you because of a duty to something that I don't even actually align with anymore. When you are able to say that, acknowledge that, and act on that, things will change for you. And that's just what it is. And Elgie says, you're making perfect sense. Thank you, sis. I'm glad that this is coming off properly and that it's being received, because I'm telling you, I think, and I was talking to somebody recently, and I was telling them, like, I think on such a different level than what is common, that I often spend a lot of time in my own head. That's why you guys really got a peek of who I really am last week when I was doing the interview with Sarai, right? And if you're interested in seeing that, seeing the level of passion that I possess, that I now have to kind of put on the back burner in order to focus on the first things that come first. It's interesting that I finally hit that point, because I told you guys before, I was waiting for somebody to give me permission to be me. And it comes back to the fact that it's because I was programmed. The people that did the programming, they had no idea that they were doing the programming. But one thing that I will tell you, no matter how bad your background it was, no matter how bad your childhood was, no matter how bad some of the things you have encountered and experienced in life is, it is your responsibility to break out of the mindset of the victim, to break out of the mindset of, if this hadn't happened, I would be here, there, everywhere, whatever. You got to get over that, because that woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff is counterproductive. And in a time like this, you don't have time for those types of distractions. My coaches always tell me to distract my distractions. And since I've been distracting my distractions, things have significantly changed in my life that might not seem like a big deal to the outsider. But I'll tell you what, I've seen more results plugging into and listening to my coaches now than I would have even a year ago. Because not only do I understand how my mind works, but I also understand where I belong in the big scheme of things. And I allow I allow God and his universe to continue to guide me forward, believing and having faith rather than fear. This could be a very scary time that we're in. And some people would say the way that I'm getting ready to kind of slow things down and pre-record and kind of unplug from social media, not completely, but I do need to fall back, because I need that attention for studying the things that I want to use to put me in the position to be able to help my brothers and sisters in the upcoming years. Now is the time to do it. And I understand that. And I'm willing to make that sacrifice, even though there are people that would think that I'm just abandoning everything. That's not it. Every now and then you have to go backwards in order to go forwards. Like my girl Emily Nicole said, you got to pull the arrow back in order to release it, right? It doesn't have power otherwise. And I know where my power is, and I continue to let God and his universe guide me, and I continue to be guided to the right people, the right things, the right circles, because I took the time to unprogram myself. I took the time to find the things that will finally reach me and help me understand what I needed in order to reach my full potential. So I absolutely freaking love you guys, because some of you on this live right now, some of you that are going to watch, hopefully you guys are going to share it, because that's something I keep forgetting to say. Please share my videos. If you don't want to sign up to learn how to correct your own credit and stuff, if you don't want to sign up to learn how to do things that will earn you money online, cool, no problem. But sharing this information is free. And if you can't do free, then what's the point? You don't know who you might help by sharing information like this. Many of us did not have any idea that we were in full control of the things that we are in control of until the most recent years of our lives. How many of you spent more years of your life unprogramming yourself because you had no idea and the people before you had no idea? And now it's like you're playing a riveting game of catch up in a relay race you didn't even realize you were in, right? Holy crap. But what I am here to tell you is that it's perfectly doable. Don't give up, because the more you unplug from the norms, the media, the things that people say is important, the news, and all those things, the sooner you take your attention back and you can plug into influencers until you find a tribe of your own, until you find those books that work for you, until you find the information that helps open your mind to a point that you're able to think for yourself. There are a lot of us that think we're thinking for ourselves, but if you look around at the people that you hang around, you wear the same things, you talk the same way, you got the same amount of income in your families, you got the same amount of money in your bank right now, if any. We are who we hang around, but we also mental meld with people that we hang around too often too, whether they're good for us or bad for us. So we have to become intentional. And this year, though it's turning out to be extremely crazy, it's exciting. At times it can be frightening, because there are going to be hard decisions to be made, right? And that's just a part of it. If you're not ready to make those decisions, I will tell you, indecision is a decision in itself. Don't sit there and get smacked upside the head because you were too scared to move. All of us know that there are certain things that we should be doing right now to avoid and pivot against the things that are coming. So again, I absolutely love you guys. I hope you understand the things that I am talking about right now. So that says I tried sharing at the beginning and it's not letting me. That's because it's on the For the Love of Queens group right now. But what I'm gonna do is, once I jump off of here, I'm gonna go ahead and download the video, put it on YouTube, and drop it on my personal page, and then you'll be able to share it from there. So I absolutely appreciate that you even tried to share those, sis. That is, like I said, phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. It won't let me, but I copied and pasted to my page. That is excellent too, Elkie. In order to be able to see this video, people will need to join the FLQ group. But if you guys, if I'm bringing value to you right now, if I'm giving you an aha moment, if I'm giving you a little inspiration, some empowerment, teaching you a little bit about your own history right now, encouraging you to continue to network within this group, because we have some amazing members in this group. We have amazing members in the Circle of Champions. We have amazing members in the New Generation Team group. We have amazing members in the Unusual Suspects group, Ray Mel's group, and I believe Michael Davis Jr. just created one too. So guys, share, because at the end of the day, like, if I can't reach you, so that I can probably reach you. If she can't reach you, Carrie can probably reach you. If Carrie can't reach you, Shamika can probably reach you. That's how it works. The reason why we come together is to not be selfish. You got to admit when sometimes you're not vibing with somebody. You're not somebody's cup of tea. We're not going to be liked by every freaking body. And that's just how it is. Ain't no need to sit there and ask, well, why don't they like me? Because I used to ask myself. I used to need validation. I'm to the point now, like, validate me or not, I'm not concerned with that. But if you openly disrespect me, then things get cut short real fast in a hurry. But I want to thank you guys for jumping on here with me live this evening, and for being patient with me, even though I was a few minutes late tonight. I absolutely appreciate it. And again, this will be the last live stream of Woke Wednesday live until July. I will be pre-recording and dropping videos at the same exact time every week. I do have some next level learning to do, and in order to be able to share, teach, and do on a higher level, I have to plug in and get really serious about what I'm doing outside of Facebook right now, okay? So I want you to remember this before I jump off tonight. We can't fix what's out of order or incomplete until we acknowledge that there's an issue. When you guys do that, things will begin to change. Resources will become available. Opportunities will present themselves. Influencers, mentors, coaches will become apparent to you. I promise they will. So I'm going to jump on the comments real quick and drop the last ones, and then we will be wrapping up for the evening, you guys. And that's it. You either click or you don't. Absolutely, Elkie. Blessings upon blessings to you, Brother King Raymond. And you keep on keeping on. I definitely will, Sister Queen. I definitely will. And thank you so much as well for jumping on here. Like I said, I'm a hard person to handle sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. You either like me or you don't. But if you don't like me, I guarantee somebody that I bring on this show, you will love. So I love you guys, and I will see you on a whatchamacallit. What's the tool you use when you replay a video that's already happened? What's that tool? I will be doing those. A watch party. I will be holding watch parties periodically to just still be able to interact with you guys when I am available. It's just not going to be as consistent as I have been as far as the lives, but I'm not leaving y'all hanging altogether. Plus, like, I do some of these videos for myself, to get myself talking, to get myself out of my comfort zone, to get myself remembering that I don't know who's watching that could be being helped right now just by simply watching me do my thing. You got me? So I thank you so much. Elke says bye. Oh, bye, Kim. Bye bye. I need to call you soon too, Sister Queen. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Elke. I love you too, Sister Queen. All right, y'all. That's enough of the fun stuff. I will see you. Well, I will see you when I see you. But next video will be dropping next Wednesday, 8 p.m. as per usual. And I thank you guys for your time, your love, your patience, and everything that you do for me, even though you don't know that you're doing it. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.